I'm Ronen. I work at as a network management in infrastructure for a large company, and I have background knowledge in programming as well. I am planning to release a series of video to my colleagues how to get a clear picture of all the organization, not as the legacy way, how to think out of the box and use free tools in the market. And also I want to share a few videos how to implement complex technology that I see rarely in any organization. So let's begin. Let's define the problem. In organization, you don't really know what's happening in the endpoint computer. You wait until the user is called the help desk, and the help desk or send a technician or fix the problem himself. You cannot maximize your manpower and decide that you make, because you don't have data to decide. You don't have data on few perspectives. In one perspective, in the technician perspective, you don't know what's happening with the computer. You don't know if the computer is have a blue screen, or the computer is not have enough space, or the computer have application crashes, and so on. And the security perspective, you don't know if the user is add himself to administrator, open a local group, or the agent of the security is working correctly. In the management perspective, you don't have perspective and you don't see the organization horizontally to make a decide that you want to make. In the traditional way, you cannot make a report show you everything in your organization. You can make a report to specific point of view. To make a horizontal view for all your organization, you have to collect a lot of event from the endpoint computer. This event is not only on the event view. This event is all of the behavior of your computer. To do it, I want to show you the way to do it, because in the legacy way you cannot do it, not with the event forwarding, not with the SYSLOG. Let me show you a open source solution how I make it. Let's begin. I want you to look on this architecture. Leave it for a few minutes and stay with me. Imagine that you have a printer on your organization and you want to print a lot of documents from a multiple user, and you want to print it right now. The printer starts to send an error. I am overloaded. So what you're doing, you put in the middle between the user and the print server, and the user send to the print server the document, and the document that store in the spool of the print server, sending step by step to the printer, and you solve the problem because the printer is printed step by step. That is the same architecture over here. In the middle I put a broker, queue broker. I use a RabbitMQ, but you can use any broker that you want. You can use even a file server or another broker that you like to. The workstation, the endpoint computer, is sending an event to the RabbitMQ, to the queue. The queue is always waiting for event to arrive and never send the workstation I am busy, I'm overloaded, or something like that. This is all his process in the world, to stay and to collect the event from the workstation. Here in the workstation run a script PowerShell that send the event to the RabbitMQ. I use PowerShell because he have a module of RabbitMQ, and if I use a base agent that use .NET, I have a lot kind of a version over here of Windows, and not for all of them the .NET is updating to the last one, and so I cannot use a .NET agent like C# or something like that. The PowerShell send the event with the task management that I put it here with the group policy, and after I put the task management with the policy, event is start the task, and the task send run a script, and the script send the event to the RabbitMQ. Right now in the RabbitMQ you have a list of events. Should the list of events stay and waiting for something to take him and put him to the database. Here is the vector. The vector, all its process is to go to the RabbitMQ, to the queue. This is a little application that can go everything, to go everywhere and to collect events from everywhere, from firewall, from switches, from queues. I use it to collect events from the queues. Go to the queues, take the events step by step, deleted them, and after it put them in the Elastic. I use Elastic Search database. You can use MongoDB, you can use every database that you want, SQL, every database. After you put the event in the Elastic, you can create a dashboard. I use the Kibana. After I use the Kibana, I do a lot of dashboard. One dashboard for the technician, one dashboard for the security, one dashboard for the management, all kind of dashboard of maintenance, dashboard of all kind of dashboard that you want to create. This is my architecture. Right now I'm going drill down to each component and show you how it is work, and show you how I success to do it. The first thing that I want to show you is the broker. The broker stand in the middle and wait for the workstation to send the event. After the workstation, the endpoint send an event, he release the workstation. The broker that I choose is RabbitMQ. You can choose anything that you like, but keep on this architecture. If not, this is not work correctly. I installed the RabbitMQ for a test on the local computer in port 15672. This is important if you want to go to the management. After you install the RabbitMQ, you have to add from the command prompt the management options. After it, you can open Exchange. Exchange can bind to multiple queues. My Exchange is right now that I opened is Send App Locker. In the Send App Locker, I binded to the queue. The queue is where you collect all your events and see the status of all your events. You can see here that I have a total event 0 right now. Another place is the admin. In the admin, you manage all the user and all the permission of the RabbitMQ server. Here you can give a permission for a remote user to connect. So if you collect from a remote computer events, you have to give a credential to the script to write an event in the server. Remember it, you have to open a user for the remote agent to write an event in the RabbitMQ. This is the RabbitMQ, and this is the middle architecture. After it, I want to show you that I can send from endpoint computer to RabbitMQ event. Right now what I want to show you is that I can send an event from my workstation to the RabbitMQ. I write a simple script, but first of all I am import a module that called PS RabbitMQ to my PowerShell. After I import this module, I write script with while that send to the RabbitMQ. This is the method of the module. I send a computer name to the RabbitMQ. I put it the send in while that send a lot of message to the RabbitMQ. In the real world, you don't say send locally the message. You put a task in the endpoint that have a script. The script you write it in AI or something do you want in prompt that tell the AI what you want to collect, and the AI write for you a big script of all kind of things that you want to collect. If this is event, from the event view, if the servicing, if folders, if a place on the hard disk, if you want to collect a blue screen, if you want to collect anything from the workstation that move, event of the security, all kind of event, collect them to the central queue server. Right now I'm starting the process. The script run as while and send a lot of event to the queue server. I stop the script and I go it to the server, and I see that I get a lot of messages. I go into the queue server and I want to see the message that I get, and I get the first message, get the message, and I see here that the computer said in JSON file the name of the workstation. That right now I'm proving to you that the machine can send event to the server. After it, I want to show you what I do when the event is stored in the broker in my RabbitMQ. I want to start the application of the vector and collect it to the database. When I start the vector, the event in the RabbitMQ is deleted and go to the Elastic. This is my vector. Like you see, the vector, I'm installed the vector also locally, and I create a YAML configuration file. The configuration file is don't afraid from the configuration file. Also, you can use the AI and tell them what you want to collect, how you want to separate the database from the message, and give them the message and tell them to create for you a configuration YAML that separate the file and put it in the database. This YAML I'm storing a place that called center v1 YAML. I run the vector. I can run in two ways the vector. One is a CMD command or as a service, and forget from him. I run the vector and I go to see what's happened with my RabbitMQ, and I see after a while that the vector is run. You have to collect all the event, and the event is disappear, delete from my broker, and send to the Elastic database, like I show you in the architecture. Over here is collect the event and send them to the Elastic. To show you is the Elastic. I show you the architecture. The Elastic is my database that store all of the events, and you can decide how much time you want to keep the events. If you have a big database, store it forever. If you want to store it, delete it one of week, one of month, whatever you like to. After I put the event here, the vector put the event in the Elastic, I do a dashboard for all kind of things that I like, for the security, for the technician, for the management, and share a link for them and give them a permission to see what I like them to see. Right now in the Elastic, I log in to Elastic and I get the dashboard. The Kibana is the dashboard of the Elastic. He manage all the database, all the things on the indexing in the Elastic. I go down and view my index. I open the index in the Elastic that called AppLocker, and I see in there that I get a lot of events that get into the Elastic from the vector. After I get and see all the events that I collect from my vector, I go to the Kibana and do my dashboard. I can do any dashboard that I like. Can do a table dashboard, pivot dashboard, pie dashboard, whatever I like, and present to the manager whatever to like to see. This is all the architecture on one leg. In the next movies, I show you what I done with this architecture in the organization, and what I collect, and what difficult technology that I implemented with these eyes that I never have. Thank you very much, Ronen.